Hello everyone, this is Hans again with part 38 of a video series I'm making on creating a multiplayer, online, real-time 3D space shooter game from scratch. There are a couple of things I'd like to do with you again, some parts here, some part there. One is simply showing you that I did upgrade our SmartFox server to the 0.2 version. Remember that we have installed together the 2.7-ish version and then upgraded it with a push to the 0.1 version, and we realized that there was another update to the 0.2. I did upgrade or install that patch already without making a video out of it because it was exactly the same as we had to do with the previous patch version. While I was going to the SmartFox server webpage and going to the download folder to the SmartFox 2X and checking for updates and realizing that there was a new one and actually upgrading that by exactly the same procedures that we have used on part 37 of the video series I'm making, I kind of clicked on the client API and realized that our C# version for Unity, which is also the same for the Windows Mobile, just to take note of this. This might get very interesting in the future, that there is actually a version 0.2 already, and if we go to our downloads here, you will realize that we have actually downloaded 0.2. I'm sorry, the 0.0. So I went ahead and downloaded that patch, that API already, the 1.5.2 here, and went into the release version for Unity and the SmartFox 2x.dll plugin. I copied that file or that SmartFox 2x plugin and put it actually into our Unity project of MORGUNI under our assets and plugins. I deleted the previous version we had here and copied it in. So now our Unity project has the most updated SmartFox server plugin that is possible. Okay, that's one thing I did, and another thing I wanted to do with you together now is actually install the missing softwares. One would be, if you go back to our downloads, a software that we actually did download already in the past would be this Eclipse. So I actually installed WinRAR. This is an uncompression software similar to the zip a while ago. This is not really part of our game, but just to show you why our compressed files are now having this different icon. So I'm gonna delete this WinRAR. We don't really need that anymore. And let's go to the Eclipse and actually extract it to this folder. The nice thing with Eclipse, and if you remember, Eclipse will be our programming software environment for our Java projects that we will use to make our SmartFox server extensions. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and actually press Ctrl X to cut Eclipse here, because there is really nothing we need to install here anymore. This is our software already as it comes. There is no installation folder that needs to be run. So I'm gonna cut this and actually paste it into our program folder here. This is the 1.68. It might be different depending on what version you are actually. Okay, I need admin rights. Just confirm it. What admin version, what Windows version you're actually having. Okay, now I have Eclipse here. I'm gonna right click on this executable and I'm gonna make myself a small shortcut to our desktop here. Eclipse shortcut, it says. I'm gonna delete this shortcut description so it looks nicer. And there we go. This is our Eclipse. Let's try and open our Eclipse. Here you go, keep going. So now it is asking me where its workspace is to be. We can leave it as it is. There's really no problem at all. Let it load. Seems to be working. That is just fine. For now, let's just install the software. During the next videos, we are gonna use Eclipse actually to start our SmartFox extension that will actually control our game server logic. But let's just go ahead and install the next software. But before we do so, there are a couple of things I wanted to mention with Eclipse. Eclipse is actually sometimes very hard to install in terms of like error messages. Sometimes it will tell you that it cannot find the Java installation path because it is needing Java to actually install. But like for example, let me go to our program folder here and open Java. You will see that we have installed the Java runtime environment 7. And sometimes it will not be able to find our Java installation here because let me just show that to you. I'm going to click on start and system navigation, and I'm going to go for the system and security, and I'm going to go for system here and click extended settings and click on environmental variables here. You can see on the path, if you double click on it, you can see that you can start editing our path variable here. If you open Eclipse or try to start Eclipse for the first time, it will go to this environmental variable path and try looking for our Java installation because it needs Java to work, to Java runtime environment or Java development kit versions. It doesn't really matter, and it will try to look for it. If you get that error that it can't find it because of some path thingy, then all you do is actually open this here and add the path to your Java environment. I could show that to you. Like actually it needs if you open the Java runtime environment 7 and then this bin, it needs the bin directory actually here. Just click on this folder, hit Ctrl+C to copy it, and then go to your path here. I'm going to add a semicolon just to show, okay, this is a new path I'm going to add, and press Ctrl+C to paste that path. Make sure you are at the very end of the path because this is actually very long, so it still like needs to scroll really far to the right, and make sure you are really far to the right at the end before you paste this semicolon and the path, so that our Eclipse installation can use like Windows variables here and find our Java installation. Okay, in my case it kind of worked right ahead, but I usually am having problems with that if I do it the first time with other installations. So make sure that you set your environmental variables, or you include into your environmental variable called path the local folder address of your Java runtime environment bin folder. And then also a nice bug that keeps happening, I mean, believe me, I've been installing Eclipse for so many times already. The next thing it will tell you is that if you try, okay, you were adding the environmental variable already, right? That was like fussy enough already. And then you hopefully like click on it and then it hopefully opens. And then just before it opens, it will give you another warning signal. It will tell you that it was not able to find file. Let's see, it usually like start on the client. Yeah, it will say you that it couldn't find this jvm.dll folder under the bin client, which is also stupid because it's really there, right? This basically means that Eclipse, depending on the version you have installed, like the version we have installed now on a 64-bit environment, does not necessarily run with every Java version that you have. So it needs to be like a really specific 2 or 3 kinds that go ahead and really work nicely with our Eclipse, and any other Java environment that you have will like cause you just problems. And I'm just going to show you. For example, this is a Windows 7 64-bit installation, right? So, and this Eclipse is also a 64-bit version for that Windows environment that I have. And for me to be able to make this one work, I had to install actually the Java development kit for a Windows 64-bit version, and actually this file here. I went ahead and downloaded it and had to install it, and just to make sure that our Eclipse is going to run properly. Eclipse by itself is actually very easy to install, but it's very easy to run into problems. The two most common problems are the following. One is that it cannot find your Java installation. The solution for this is to make sure that under your systems and security and extended settings, and this button here for environmental variables, you go to this system variable panel here, scroll down a little, double click on this path, or say here edit, and zap to the very end of the values of the variables here, add a semicolon and the path of your Java version bin folder, and that should do it. And in case you should still be having any problems, like it is saying that it cannot find this, let me just go there, this client jvm.dll file here, that will give you a clue that your current Java environment is not suitable to your Eclipse version here. And the solution for this should be go to the Oracle web page, or just make a search for it that you want to download this Java development kit Windows 64 version. By default, remember that in the past that we actually installed some Java version already. It wasn't really a Java development kit, but just this normal Java runtime environment. So this basic installation that Java can actually do anything with your softwares or execute Java. And for Eclipse to actually work, you need this development environment, not just the environment that makes Java applications run, but that environment that you need to actually start developing Java applications. So